output types for different document types, then definitely you need to maintain that combination. If you want same output type for all the different document types, you can keep it blank, which means for all the document types, it will take the same output type. No, Pradeep, there are no transports here because this will be provided directly to the end user now. So whatever configuration you have done, that was in SPRO. This particular screen will be now available to whoever you want to give the access. So for example, if you want this transaction to be given to the end user directly, so that whenever a new vendor is added, he is adding that in this table, that will be done. So there is no transport involved in this particular configuration. Yes, any questions?
Gaurav, Manish here.
Go ahead.
Yes, Manish.
Yes. So it is client specific, like if we are doing in the quality or we are doing in the production, how it is managing?
Yes. It is a client dependent, because see, this is like a master data. Whatever you are doing in OPD, this is like a master data.
Okay. Got it.
See, whatever configuration you done in, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Gaurav. Finish it.
Yeah, whatever
Please,
configuration you are maintaining, like which program will be used, which form will be used, that you can maintain in the SPRO. But once you come into the OPD, this is a screen where you can maintain the different combinations to determine the output. Now normally this task is done by the end user who knows that for this particular vendor I want to provide the print, for this particular vendor I want to have the email. So this kind of things are keep on changing on the day-to-day basis. It keeps on changing for vendor to vendor. Right, so that is the reason there is no transport involved here.
So this is similar to maintaining output conditions in ECC then.
Exactly, yes.
So which is not controlled by any transport or anything, but it is controlled by whoever the user is executing that transaction.
Yes, you are right. What is the transaction code? I don't remember that transaction code where you provide the access to the user to update that records.
ME.
In case of sales, it is VV31.
Yeah.
Yes. What about purchase?
Purchase, I think it is ME.
MN04.
MN04. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
MN04, right? Okay. Yes, this is very much similar to that particular transaction where you maintain that user will have the access, he will keep on adding the combinations, and accordingly the output will be determined. Not only the output, the receiver, like let's say for example, you have different kind of partner functions, right? What particular role? So there are some differences. You need to take care of that, because normally when you talk about the NACE, let me go to the NACE. In NACE, if I want to configure the output type, and if I go for this partner functions, so the partner function VN stands for vendor here, which will be vendor number. But if you go to this particular screen, you will not find VN here, because even in SRM, whenever you want to refer the partner function VN, you need to use LF. So that thing you need to take care of, because if you write VN here, that will not work. Okay, so receiver, you can determine the output channel. Again, you can see based on the output type, currently the output channel is determined as print. So for example, if you want to have the receiver ID, let's say for a particular vendor, instead of print, I want, let's say I want to send it as a fax or IDOC or email. So what you can do is you need to provide a role, you need to provide a receiver ID, and accordingly you can change the output channel. Okay, email settings, printer settings, like what will be the, let me just go ahead here. Yep. So printer settings, which will be the print queue, how many copies you want, that also you can specify here in this condition table. email settings, email receivers, and finally the form templates. So you can specify all these things here. Only difference is earlier you were maintaining these things through NACE and some other transactions. But now, because as I told you, the target architecture of SAP S/4HANA is Adobe Document Server. For Adobe Document Server, you need to work on the Adobe Forms rather than the Smart Forms and the SAP scripts. So as of today, Adobe Forms plus SAP scripts plus Smart Forms all are supported. But going forward, once this becomes the developed product, once the new output determination is completely full-fledgedly available, which can be used for all different kind of scenarios, SAP will stop supporting SAP scripts and Smart Forms. Only Adobe Document Server will be available, and for that you have only this option, new output determination. You cannot use the old output determination for the Adobe Forms. Right? Any questions?
Gaurav, this is Vijay. I have one question. And in
Yes.
traditional ECC, the output determination works based on the condition technique, right? And where you have a condition types, access sequences, and then tables. And you can even modify the tables using the field catalog and all that. Can we do that here? Can we add more fields?
Yes. From the technical point of view, it is possible. So even in ECC, if you want to modify, you were like writing the code, right? Or it was directly something you were doing?
No. Yeah, we can, once you go to the table, you can append the tables or you can create your own tables. Like you added purchase organization and document type here. And other than company code and purchase organization document type, you can add more fields to that using, from the field catalog. Can we do that here by adding to the structures? Usually functional guys will do it.
Yes, I understand that, but let me see, because these condition tables are totally different. So let me just go to purchase order and let's go for
output types. Yeah.
Yes, output types, and here you want to add the conditions. So already these columns are provided.
Yes, if we want to get more columns other than what was standard.
Okay,
yeah,
so these are the columns that are supported. Yes.
Yes.
So I think this is a structure. This is, I think, just a minute, we have not tried this, but I think this is a structure which you can change to add the new fields.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. It is only allowing these combinations as of now. This is a result one. So conditions are only these ones which are supported, and I got your point. Let me check on this whether there is some possibility from
structure.
Yes, I got it. So it is only allowing 6 fields as of now, but what if you want to add new fields into this? Right.
Exactly.
Let me check
in
on
ECC
this.
we could do that.
Yeah, that is probably we need to go to the take that structure and go to SC11 or something and then add it. Probably that will show up here, I guess. You can try it.
No. It's not from SC11. It'll be in the condition technique only. Right. There is something called a field catalog, and
but in future in this one I don't know where it is going to be.
Yes. See, from technical point of view, definitely yes, because this is a structure. So from structure, if you are going from the technical side, you can definitely add the fields. But we need to check from the functional point of view, like we were adding the condition techniques, whether that thing is possible here or not. I will confirm you on that.
Condition tables creation is by the functional guys. It's not technical. So that's from the field catalog you can bring into and create a new tables, or you can append the tables. In ECC, that's what I was thinking. And one other question, it's generic question, Gaurav. BRF plus and OPD, there are synonyms transactions, or there is a variation in both of them?
No, they are two different transactions. Although this functionality is called as BRF plus, but if you go to BRF plus transaction, it is to upload the applications. It will show you which applications are available. As I shown you that if you want to import.
Yeah, only a XML file import.
Yes. Otherwise, from BRF plus, you cannot do this configuration. This configuration has to be done from OPD.
Okay. So the overall OPD also be under BRF, is it?
Yes, the functionality, overall functionality is BRF plus. Under BRF plus, there are different transactions. Although BRF plus is also the transaction, but it is not only transaction, it is a functionality also.
Okay.
Okay. So now, I think we already seen when you create a purchase order, and if a new purchase order is determined, let me see this one, or let me just come out of this. We already understood this now, the difference between the two screens. Okay, so now if I go for a new purchase order, whatever things we determined, they should be available in the messages screen. Okay, earlier it was showing completely blank, but now it should show the values. It is still not showing. So slog and all this is fine. It's as of now it is still not able to determine anything. We need to find a reason why it is not showing anything, which output type should be used, which receiver. I think we changed the settings which were not activated. I think let's activate this and then go on to the display mode. This is which one? Yeah, this is 1610. I hope this is also 1610. Yes. Let me come out of this. Okay. Still not able to determine. Let's see why. Purchase order. Type. So currently it is if the purchase organization is slog, then it should determine the purchase order. This is perfectly fine. Then why it is not working? I need to check this because as I told you, BRF plus is properly activated or not. That is one question mark, because earlier it was not showing anything. Now it is allowing us to add the output types. It is allowing us to do the configuration, but still it is not working here. Okay, let me just try to add manually. Okay, if I add this output type as purchase order, this is my receiver, which means my vendor. Channel I want to print, country IN, language EN, and form. Let's see if this is working. Let's go back. No, this is still not activated properly. Otherwise this error should not have come. So what I'll do is I'll just check with the technical team that BRF plus files, XML files are uploaded properly so that we can use this functionality. So I'll show you this particular scenario, how to print, how it gets printed. The print part is exactly the same because forms, programs, they are still available in the same way. Only the difference will be that the screen that you can see in the messages, that will be different, and this is getting determined from the new output determination. Okay, let's try to do this. I don't think it will work. Yes, it is still not working. Okay, apart from this, whatever we discussed today, any questions? Yes.
Actually, I'm kind of confused. I mean, the setting which we did in SPRO, okay, what is the control for that and what is the control for OPD setting?
Yes, I'll just give you the overview. See, okay, let me take 5-10 minutes to explain whatever we discussed, because we discussed a lot of things just to make sure that you understand each and everything. So in ECC, we were doing the output determination using transaction maze. In SAP S/4HANA 1610, SAP has provided the new output determination, and SAP has provided the option. If you want to go back to NACE, that is also possible. So either you use NACE or you use the new output determination, that is up to you. Now, if you are going with new output determination, you need to configure the new output determination from OPD screen, in which you will be setting the rules. Now these rules will be set up by the user directly. Okay. Apart from that, there is also some configuration, like which program will be used, which form will be used. That is not something which will be controlled by the user. User will only control whether for this particular vendor I want to send it as a print, or I want to send this as a email, or I want to send it as a fax. Okay, at the same time, whether I want to send it immediately or I want to send it as a scheduled job. So this type of things will be handled by the user. But apart from that, there are also some settings like assigning the program, assigning the forms, that will be done using this screen in SPRO. So in SPRO, there is SAP reference IMG, cross application components. Within this, you have output control, and these things I'm talking about. So in this particular thing, assign form templates, you will be specifying the program name, you will be specifying the form routing and the form that you want to use, form template ID. Okay, so this is the configuration that you are doing from SPRO, while the rules are directly maintained in OPD. You can go to OPD from this transaction also. And also one important thing, whatever output channels you want to use, you need to make sure that they are configured from here. Because if you don't want the user to use fax, let's say that is not allowed. So you can come here and you can deactivate fax from here. You will not assign fax as an option for purchase order. Then from the front screen, from the OPD screen, user will not be able to assign the fax. Okay, that part you can control from SPRO, while for a particular vendor what needs to be done, that can be done from OPD. Right, this is something you are asking, Arijit. What is the difference between SPRO config and the OPD config?
Yes, sir.
Okay, another important thing, just the recap. If you want to use the new output determination in OPD, you will not be able to perform the rule setup till the time BRF XML files are not uploaded. So although that activity is from the technical consultant, but what happens is when SAP has delivered this new output determination, nobody was knowing this. Many consultants, they were just trying to go to OPD and they were getting this error and they were not sure what to do. So just keep in mind, if you are getting that type of error, this means that BRF plus file is not uploaded, XML file is not uploaded in BRF plus. So that is the reason I told you that you can go to BRF plus and see the application. Now again, the problem is you will be only able to see the application if you have uploaded the file. Okay, otherwise from the table level, you can check whether the file is uploaded or not. I'll check if I can show you that table from where you can see whether the file is uploaded or not. But it is a one-time activity. If your technical team has done it properly, then you will not find that issue. Now in 1610 also, from last 2-3 batches we are using this server, we never find this error. Why we are finding it now? Because we have completely reset the server. Even the company codes which were available, they are completely deleted now. That is the reason that BRF plus setup is still not complete. That is the reason we are not able to do this activity yet. That is only one-time activity that needs to be done by the basis consultant. Okay, any other questions?
So, Gaurav, this OPD transaction,
Yes.
it is also available from the SPRO scheme. So, for example, if
Arjit,
you know,
Arjit, your voice is not clear. There is some background noise.
okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, OPD transaction, it is also available from the SPRO scheme. Now, for example, if the user wants some different settings, so I mean, the consultants have to configure that for the user, or the user can do different combinations at their own end.
No, SAP has actually provided this OPD directly to be accessible by the user also. So even if SPRO access is not available, user can directly go to transaction OPD because it will not involve any kind of transports. So OPD can be accessible to the users and users can do the changes whatever they want. They don't need to be relied on the consultants. And also if you are working on cloud, okay, in on-premise they are still not provided the app to configure this. But in cloud, there is already the app which is available, which will allow you to perform this OPD changes directly from Fiori app. So you don't need to go to traditional GUI and enter the transaction OPD. You can directly do that from one of the Fiori app.
Gaurav Sharmila here.
Yes.
I
Yes,
understood
Sharmila.
that. I understood that there is a different way of maintaining all these details, but from business perspective, I'm still not able to understand what benefits we have using this new output determination.
Yes, as I told you, as of now, you will not be able to see the business benefit. The reason why they have come with a new output determination is that going forward, the old technologies of SmartForm and SAP scripts will not be available. Because these technologies were slow. Now everything will be available on Adobe Document Server. So from the business point of view, they will definitely not able to realize the benefit, but yes, speed point of view, the way in which the output is determined in the background, maybe in the seconds, but definitely there will be some kind of improvements.
Okay.
See, business point of view, there are, for all the functionalities, you will not be able to see the business benefits because the whole purpose of this product, SAP S/4HANA, is same functionalities, how they can make it more simple. Simple in the terms of not only for the users to do the transactions. Anyways, yes, from Fiori point of view, users will also feel comfortable. But there are some things which are only to make sure that from the backend point of view, the performance is improvised. So user may not be able to see the benefit, but definitely from the system performance point of view, this will definitely add the benefit once it is full-fledgedly available. As of now, this is still under development, and there are a lot of improvement areas which are every now and then. From 1511 to 1610 you will find lot of changes. Even when you go from 1610 to 1710, again you will see lot of changes in the output determination. So as of now, that is the main reason why they need to roll back the NACE, and they provided NACE available for the output determination, because it is still under the development. But going forward, yes, once it is available as a full functionality, definitely it has a benefit over the traditional condition-based techniques. Also, one important thing, all the condition-based techniques, according to SAP, in the background they are very slow, and that is the reason the successor is BRF plus. So as of today we are only talking from the output determination point of view, but wherever condition-based technique is used in pricing, in taxation, wherever it is used, the plan is to bring the BRF plus functionality as a replacement of condition-based techniques, but that will take time. So that is the whole idea. Yes, Arijit?
Yeah, just one question on Fury. In Fury, you said there are apps, which the users can use, okay, like creating institution of purchase order, insure display asset, delete asset. So the errors which the end user will face, would it be similar to the errors which the users are facing in ECC, or it would be completely different?
Arijit, not able to understand your question. There is lot of,
So, for example,
not the background noise, but your mic is, mic I think you have kept away. Otherwise, can you just write your question on chat?
You can hear me now?
No, it is not very clear, Arijit. Arijit, I am waiting for your question on chat. Till that time, any other questions? Yes, Pradeep.
During the transformation of landscape or system, do they have to map these existing output types and all, or it's all manual activity?
No, see, normally if you are you talking from the system conversion point of view or landscape transformation?
Yeah, system conversion, like from ECC to
system conversion. Yes, that is system conversion. So for the system conversion, you don't need to perform the migration in terms of the existing documents. Whatever old documents are available, whatever old purchase orders are available, for that the output will be determined using the old output determination only. For the new documents which you will post later on, once you are migrated to SAP S/4HANA, whatever new documents you will post, for that definitely you need this configuration in place. So there is nothing called as migration there, but you need to perform that configuration manually.
Okay.
I'll provide you some of the inputs when we talk about the conversion. So during the conversion, if you want that, if you already have the table available with you for the output determination, let's say for this vendor I want this particular output channel. So this OPD transaction allows you, let me open that. OPD transaction allows you to upload the Excel file directly. If you click on edit, okay, it is being used. Is this someone from your side, SS user 12?
It should be, because mine is 11.
Yeah, I'm 12. This is Vijay.
Okay, can you just close for a minute? I just want to show you there is an option of uploading the Excel file directly. So instead of entering all these details manually, you can upload Excel file at once. So if there are, let's say, hundreds of records and you want to upload during the time of conversion, that is also possible. But anyways, we'll be talking about this in the conversion project. Okay, Arijit, are you writing the question or what? I still not got your question on the chat screen. Oh, sorry, it is there. Will transaction errors in Fiori be similar to that of ECC6, like vendor not extended? Yes, 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 definitely. Whenever you will be doing the transaction and let's say the same error, what you were facing in ECC, if that error comes, most of the times you will be getting the same error. So even if I try to create a purchase order now in using Fiori, and let's say I have entered a vendor and that vendor is not available, it will give the same information that it was giving in ECC. Once I complete this material ledger and all the parts of MM, I will show you the complete cycle on Fiori. So you'll get a clearer idea how Fiori apps works. Okay, so now let's close this topic that we are discussing. I'll try and make sure that the BRF plus files are correctly uploaded so that at least we can see some transactions tomorrow of how to determine the output using the new output determination. But before closing, I think Sharmila has asked one or two questions. Let me answer that. The questions are, I think you were also available in that session when Sharmila was asking, like, if I want to create a Z business partner role, and if I want to assign that Z business partner role to my Z customer or vendor account grouping, how is that possible? Okay, so I'll just give you small demo on that, how to do that. I'll go to transaction BP. Okay, and we already had one vendor here. I'll just open this. So today, if I, let's say, for example, if I want to go for the organization and I want to create it under the business partner role as vendor, which is FLVN00. Okay, so earlier this was not coming in this server. Now you can see this company code option is available. And now, due to some reason, I want to create a new vendor account group. Okay, let's say, take an example. I want to create a vendor account group for group company vendors. Okay, let's say this is still not available in my system. Now I'll give this name as, let's say, ZGRP. Okay, this is a vendor account group. I'm not talking about business partner grouping. I want to create a vendor account group. So what I'll do, I'll go to SPRO. In vendor account groupings, the way in which I was creating the vendor account groups earlier. So AR and AP, vendor accounts, master data, preparation, and define the account groups with screen layout. Okay, so I'll create a new entry here, which is ZGRP, which will be used for, I will just copy this, group company vendors. This is not one time, and let's keep all other settings as same, standard settings. Okay, so now I have ZGRP as a vendor account group, and I want to create a vendor within this group. Now earlier it was very simple. I can go to XK01 and select this account group, but in SAP S/4HANA, XK01 is not available, and I need to create this vendor using transaction BP. Now in BP, I don't have ZGRP as available as the business partner grouping, or maybe any other grouping which is assigned to my vendor account group ZGRP. So what I need to do? I need to create the business partner grouping, one option, or I can assign the current business partner grouping to the newly created vendor account group. Okay, but before that, I just created a vendor account group. Let me assign the number range also to it. Okay, so I'll go to assign number range, and let's say for ZGRP, I want to assign any number range which is already being used. Let's say 01 and save. Clear? So I have ZGRP which is assigned to 01. Now in order to create the vendor, as I told you, I need to have the business partner grouping assigned to vendor account groups ZGRP. So what I'll do, I'll go to cross application components. Sorry. Yeah, cross application components. Then I'll go to master data synchronization. I'm not creating the new business partner grouping, although you can create it, but I'm just using any business partner grouping to assign the ZGRP. And I will go to customer vendor integration, business partner settings, vendor integration, and define BP role for direction vendor to BP. No, I want BP to vendor. So I'll come here. Sorry, I'm not in the correct screen. Yeah, sorry. Field assignment for vendor integration, assign keys, and this one. Define number assignment from direction BP to vendor. Now here, what I will do is, let's say for example, 0001. 0001, currently it is assigned to vendor account group KRED. I will change this to ZGRP and save. So what will happen now is, whenever I'll create a new business partner with business partner grouping as 0001, and if I extend that business partner as my vendor, it will take this account group, that is ZGRP.
Hello,
okay,
Gaurav,
let me show you.
Sorry to disturb you. Don't we have to see that the number ranges for both of them should be the same at that time before we do?
That is optional. So currently I'm not making that configurations, which means I'm okay if the numbers are different. But obviously, yes, if you want to have the same number range, then whatever we discussed earlier, that your numbers, starting numbers should be same and the complete number range should fall in the business partner number range. And then you need to click on same number range also.
Gaurav, my question was different. I mean, how I can create the Z grouping and not
Z grouping?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want Z grouping, that also you can create from here. Okay, let me do that. So I'll go to business partner back here. So for grouping, I'll go to SAP business partner. Okay, and within this SAP business partner basic settings, you can create the groupings from here. Okay, so define groupings and assign number ranges. So let's say I'll just copy this grouping and name it as ZGRP. Exactly same as what was available in vendor account group. Okay, and enter and save. So this is how I created the ZGRP as a business partner grouping, and which is assigned to number range 01. So ZGRP is assigned to number range 01. Is this fine, Sharmila? This is something that you want to see?
Yeah, that is first part of my question.
Okay, so now if I come out of this, go to master data synchronization, and I'll go again to this number assignment. So earlier this was KRED. I'm making it as it is, changing this to KRED. Okay, and I'll again make a new entry here, which will be ZGRP to ZGRP. Okay, again I'm not making a same number range because I need to check what are the numbers assigned in this vis-a-vis what are the number assigned in this. So I'll just click on save. Now if I go for BP with grouping as ZGRP, I think I need to go back again, organization with business partner grouping as ZGRP. Right, Sharmila, is this something that you wanted to see?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so let's go for this company. This is my test company, let's say. This is again test. City. Right, it's not taking.
Gaurav, second question was like, okay, for this Z grouping, I selected the BP role, say vendor, and I maintained the configuration in that vendor integration and assign the account group so that it picks up that number range. And I could see for the customer also the integration. But what about the other BP roles? If you go to the drop down, okay, there are multiple roles. So where can I do configuration for that? I mean, I could see vendor, I could see customer, but what about others roles which are being maintained? Why I'm asking this, because if I go for further creating BP roles, maybe due to some reason, so where would I do that config of maintaining the account group?
Okay, you mean to say if you want to create a Z BP role, not the grouping. Right, Sharmila?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
yes, in that
because when I saw this transaction for the first time, I mean before this was resetted, I could see the Z roles which were being created, but I couldn't find out the location where the account group was maintained against that Z role.
Okay. No, see, Sharmila, the Z roles are normally not required because there is no point in creating the Z roles. Whatever people are doing that, they are doing just for their practice. But actually speaking, in the live project, you will never come to the requirement where you need to maintain the Z role. Because see, even in ECC, let's say for example, if you are creating a vendor, okay, you are either creating in the company code segment or you are creating in the purchase organization segment. There was not a third option available anywhere in ECC. Similarly, here also for creating the vendor in the company code, SAP has provided FLVN00. For creating the vendor in purchasing org, they have provided FLVN01. Now, even if after that also, due to some reason, you don't want to touch your standard business role, business partner role, and you want to create a new one, it is always recommended if you are doing that to copy the standard role rather than creating everything from scratch. It is obviously better idea to copy the standard role and give it a name whatever you want, because from the business partner point of view, there are a lot of configurations. I will show you one transaction. It is very confusing. Like, you cannot start everything from scratch if you want to create a new business partner role. BUPT. Let me just show you. So if I go for /n and BUPT. Okay, so this is, you can see from business partner point of view, there are a lot of configurations which you need. Applications, data sets, tables. Again, if you go to screen layout, what are field groups, views, sections, screens. So this is practically impossible to create a business partner role from scratch. I don't think anybody creates that. So if you want that, I want to create a new business partner role, which will be used for my vendor at the company code level, then it is obviously the better idea to copy FLVN00. If you want for purchasing organization level, it is good idea to create it from, copy it from FLVN01. Because otherwise there are a lot of configurations. You will completely get mazed out of this because a lot of things you can see are available for the business partner configuration. Shamila, you got the point, or you have some scenario which you think will not work if I copy it?
No, Gaurav, I mean, okay, we will not be going for creating the new Z roles, but again,
Exactly.
I mean, again, say if even if I take the standard role, other than vendor and customer, there are different roles. Okay, so for grouping, what I remembered from, I mean, I don't remember, before last two lecture, we said that the grouping, and we maintain the, say for the, in the vendor integration, we maintain the account group, and based on that, it determines the number range for the customer or the vendor to be created. So
Right.
there were two nodes in which we were going and maintaining that. But if I see the other roles, okay, other than vendor and customer, I mean, where I would be maintaining that configuration of grouping and account group.
So that is not required. See, let's say for example, it is totally based on this role. If you are selecting FLVN00, okay, and then if you are going for, let's say, a particular grouping, ZGRP. So what this will do, this will go and see what is maintained in the vendor account group based on this role. So this role has that settings through which you are 100% correct that it is obviously maintained on based on this role. But now if you still want to go and create a Z role, then instead of starting everything from scratch, if you just copy this, what will happen is even if you select a Z role, that will, if you want, I can show you. Let's say for example, this is my BP role. So let me just go to SPRO. So let's say due to some reason I created a Z role. How I created it? I'll go to cross application components. Then I will go to
Gaurav,
business partner.
Sorry to disturb.
Yes.
I think Sharmila's question is like, see, for vendor and customer, we are doing the additional config settings, right? Like if we take any other role, do we really need to do this? If yes, where can we do this?
No, not required. That same thing I'm saying you. It is only for vendor and customer that we are creating the number range. We are assigning it to the account group. For others, we are not bothered about at all because they are related to the other applications. They are not directly relevant to our purchasing or sales transactions.
Okay, Gaurav. Okay, Gaurav, I understood.
Okay, let me just show you this one. See, if you are trying to do this for vendor, so this will be the better idea. You just come here, you copy it. Okay, let's say I want to give this Z. So this is the configuration. This is the business role category based on which everything is getting determined. This is a business partner role. Okay, let me show you here. So let's say if I change this to Z, it will not allow. So instead of, I'm removing this 10 and ZFLVN10. Okay, now other things are common. Okay, maybe I can provide the description here that this is my ZFI vendor. But other things, since I have not changed, they will behave exactly as the vendor is behaving. If I just save this now, and if I follow the same method, if I go for transaction BP, new organization, now here I will select ZFLVN0, create, and this will be same, ZGRP. Okay, and if I try to do this is again my test company. If I come down, it is not asking for all mandatory information. If I provide the company code slog and the reconciliation account, which is this one, let's try to save. Supplier master data could not be updated. Let me see what this is. Address incomplete. Okay, country, it is mandatory. It's not allowing me to update. Let me just go again. Okay, so now see, even the vendor is created here also. So now to answer your question, again, I just want to make sure I understood your question well. If you are creating the new role, okay, if you want that role to be used same as vendor and customer, then you can copy the standard role and create your own role. If you are looking the role which is not directly relevant to customer and vendor, I don't think that will be required in your day-to-day transactions because from the materials management, sales and distribution point of view, these roles which are provided by SAP, they are more than sufficient. Okay, so you don't need, even after that, if you think that, yes, I want to create a Z role, even if it is not relevant to vendor or customer, it must be related to one of the functionality. Let's say you are not worried about customer and vendor, you are worried about credit management. So UKM 000 is a role, let's say for example. Now you don't want to use UKM 000, you want to create a Z. So instead of creating everything from scratch, you need to copy this. That will be the better idea, instead of creating everything from scratch, because business partner roles requires a lot of configuration, and it is very, I'll say there are a lot of places where you need to maintain the configuration. So it is always good to do it from copying one of the standard role. I don't think you will be creating any role which is completely new, which is not provided by SAP at all. That is not possible at all, right, Sharmila?
Yeah, Gaurav. I mean, I just was wondering. I mean, the field selection. Okay, it was based on the grouping, or it was based on the BP role. That I mean, for few
No, it is,
scenario,
yes, it is based on, see, if it is relevant to vendor and customer, then the fields are based on the grouping which is assigned to this business partner grouping, which means the vendor account group, right? In case when this is not relevant to anyone, let's say for example, if I don't know, I have not tried this, but let's say for example, if I go for this role, so some of the fields can be maintained at this role level also. That is the reason I told you BUPT. There are a lot of things which can be controlled from BUPT also. But from vendor and customer point of view, we don't need to worry from BUPT point of view, because all the fields are getting controlled from our vendor and customer account group.
never have I understood. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so let's close today. We'll meet tomorrow with the remaining output determination and the next topics. Thank you. Bye.